Hey guys, it's Valentine's Day. In commemoration of this, we're going to be learning City of Lights from La La Land. It's a good song. How about a little demonstration? Grab your coffee. Bravissimo! This song is in the key of D minor, I do believe. Beautiful. So the first chord is not actually a D minor. It is a G minor. It's in your left hand. A lot of this song is in your left hand. A lot of the hard work, the heavy lifting. And the rhythm goes like this. So it's a G minor 7. Pinky on the G, middle finger on the B flat, index finger on the D, thumb on the octave G. Start with that. Right? And then you come back down. Index finger on the F, middle finger on the D. That makes it a G major 7. So you do that 4 times. Then you do it one more time, because that's the start of the verse. Then you move up to a C7. Right? Pinky on the C, middle finger on the E, index finger on the G, thumb on the high C. Then you come down, index finger on the B flat, middle finger on the G. Okay? And then we go to a D minor 7. Same sort of formation. Pinky on the D, middle finger on the F, index finger on the A, thumb on the high D. And then coming down, you have an index finger on the C, middle finger on the A. So, from the beginning of the verse, beautiful. Now we start over, going back to the G minor, to the C. So this time, we go to the F7, F major 7. So that's pinky on the F, middle finger on the A, index finger on the C, thumb on the high F. And then coming down, index finger on the E, middle finger on the C. You do that twice. So let's see what we have. Start over to the F. So now we come in with this melody in the right hand, which goes something like this. It comes in while we're on that F major 7. So as your index finger comes down on this E, your other index finger is playing the A. Moving up with your middle finger to the B flat in your right hand. See what I did there? You let that A hold for both the E and the C that you're playing in your left hand. And then you move into the next chord, which is the beginning of the phrase again, which is a G minor to G minor 7. Move to the C. Now as you go to the B flat with your index finger, because you remember the pattern, as you go to that B flat, play a C. Hold that C for both the B flat and the G in the left hand. Then with your thumb, you're going to play the A. Right? And that's as you're coming down on the F chord in your left hand. Except instead of playing an F major 7 in your left hand, we're actually walking down to an F7. So instead of, we're going to, which introduces the next part of the song, right? So to play that in your left hand, it goes like this. We know how to do that, but then move down with your pinky to the E, keeping your middle finger on the A, index finger on the C, and now your thumb on the high E. Now continuing that walk down, you move your pinky down to an E flat, and then with your thumb in a high E flat. And you're still maintaining that A and the C. Okay? So, how your right hand plays into it is like this. Come down together with the thumb on the A in the right hand, and then your pinky on the F in the left hand. And then you hit the A with your thumb again when you're playing that high F with your thumb. So basically what you're doing is accenting the first and last beat of the walk down every time. Dun, dun, dun. After you do that final E flat, A, C, E flat, you come in with this nice little F7 in your right hand, which is a C with your thumb, E flat with your index finger, pinky is on the A. So the whole phrase sounds like this. Alright, let's go back a little bit. Nice. So now for the next part of the song, we go back to our G minor, but this time, with our right hand, we're playing a B flat with the thumb, a D with your index finger, and a G with your pinky. Okay? So you're rocking in your left hand, G, high G, just an octave. Come down together, rock, then remove that high G. Then move your left hand, your pinky goes to the A, your thumb goes to the E, and then in your right hand, with your thumb, you're playing a G, index finger, you're playing an A, with your middle finger, you're playing a D flat, and then with your pinky, you're playing an E. What we get here is an A major 7. Now coming out of the last phrase, rock, nice. Now it's begging to go to the D minor, which we do. After you play that phrase, which we know, you then walk down to the C with your pinky, but you maintain the other notes. So all that's changing is that bottom note. Which then goes into Emma Stone's singing part. In the left hand, you're basically doing the same thing that you were. The only difference is, after you go to the C7, you then drop down to do your F major 7 an octave below where we would usually be doing it. And instead of playing that F major 7 twice, you play it once, and then you move up to an A minor. So with your pinky, you have an E. With your middle finger, you're playing the A. With your index finger, you're playing the C. And with your thumb, you're playing the E. Right? So for the second part of our verse, starting on the G minor, it goes. Perfect. Now we go back to the G minor, to the C. Now, like in Ryan Gosling's verse, we then go to the F7. Not the F major 7, to the F7. So you play the exact same walk down that we did before. F, E, E flat. And then we go to the normal rocking on the G to the A and the E. And we know that. That's the same. Alright, so the melody in the right hand sounds like this. C. Okay, now let's see how this all plays together. we have this. Drop down. And immediately we incorporate this nice melody in the right hand. Okay? And it moves with the notes in your left hand, which is very convenient. So you have your thumb on the G, index finger on the A, middle finger on the B flat, pinky on the D. Okay? So you're totally moving with your left hand. But then with your thumb, you're hitting that G again. Okay? So while you play the F with your index finger, you play an F with your pinky. And then with your middle finger, you're playing the D from the G minor. Well, in your right hand, you're kind of anticipating the next chord change, which would be to a C7. So you're playing a G with your thumb, a B flat with your index finger, and an E with your pinky. Right? Very slowly. Okay? Then you play the C7 as you would to the D minor. Now, as you hit that high D, you're completing the D in your right hand. You have your index finger on the A, you have your pinky on the D. Okay? Just hold it. Now, once again, you're completing the D minor, but now your thumb is still on the A, your pinky is on the F. Play this phrase. Now when you hit that D again with the thumb from the D minor, you're going to then move your pinky down to the E, maintaining that A. And you play the C without changing any notes in your right hand, but on the A, you're going to hit a C with your middle finger. Great. And so now we're landing on the G minor again. So in your right hand, your index finger is playing the B flat, and your fourth finger here is playing the D. Same thing. You're anticipating with the C, then moving to the C. Now we're moving to our special part where you go to that low F major 7. And in your right hand you're playing. Come in together. Now play the G and the F at the same time. Then go back to the A. And that's when you're going to play the F again in your left hand. So. Playing the E with your index finger and the C with your third finger at the same time. And then you're moving to the A with your index finger and the C with your middle finger at the same time. Then in your left hand you move up to your A minor. Let's see what we have. Okay, so you're playing the A minor. So when you come down to that C, in your right hand, you play with your thumb, the F, index fingers on the A. And then as we go to the G minor, you're moving your thumb to the G and your middle finger to the B flat. As you hit the C with your thumb, finish that C in your right hand. G with your index finger, and then C with your pinky. Okay? Now we're doing our F7 walk down, except it's a little different on the right hand. So instead of going, you're going done, index finger to the C, C to that C7, and then you're moving it up an octave. So together it sounds like this. Then we're playing the same intermediary pattern to lead into the next section that we played before to lead into the Emma Stone section. But then you add that little, I guess you could call it a trill, a little articulation, a phrase. All it is, these 5 notes. So thumb on the D, index finger on the E, middle finger on the F, third finger on the G, pinky on the A. So, and then you end on that E, which goes in the next phrase. So it sounds something like this. Great. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you can play it any way you want. But the idea is it leads into the next section, which is the... We'll start with the left hand. You start on the G minor, pinky on the G, thumb on the D. Rocking back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move to the C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then move to the A, which is pinky on the A, thumb on the E. Then rocking on the D. Right? Repeat that. Except instead of going to the A, instead you go directly to the D minor and you play this phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then you're just going to repeat that again. The third time I like playing that same phrase but on the C and rocking on the D. And the fourth time you go through the phrase, you just end on the A major 7 or the A7 directly from the G. Altogether, the left hand sounds like this. Altogether, the left hand sounds like this. Okay? Now in our right hand sounds like this. Okay? So starting on that G minor, thumb is on the G, pinky's on the D. And you trip it with that C. Dun, 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 dun. Then you move your pinky up to the E. That time you trip it with the D. Then you move your index finger to the A. with the D. So. But now we move up to the D minor. So thumb on the A, pinky on the F. Kind of a walk down. Pinky moves down to the E. G and D together with your third finger, and then C by itself. But then you just move to a D minor. So thumb on the A, middle finger on the D, pinky on the F. So far, that's what we have. Now we play this little phrase up here. So your thumb is on the E flat, your index finger's on the E, give it that nice dissonant sound. Pinky's on the G. So, and hit the G with your third finger, and then go back to the 3 notes. Then move your thumb down to the D, keeping your third finger on the G. With your pinky, play the A, third finger on the G, and then middle finger on the F. Now we play the same phrase that we were playing, but we play it up an octave. And then you play this little progression. So middle finger on the F, pinky on the A, and then move down. So your index finger's on the E, third finger's on the G. Now your thumb's on the D, and your middle finger's on the F. You just hit the D. And you end on that A7. So thumb on the G, index finger on the A, middle finger on the D flat, and then your pinky on the E. Putting it together sounds something like this. Okay? Just watch that closely. You should be able to figure it out. The left hand isn't doing too much. Da 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 da. So after you do that, then you go back to your D minor 7. The drop down to the C. F major 7. Add the melody that we know back in there. But now we move to a low A7. Thumb on the G, index finger on the A, middle fingers on the D flat, pinky's on the E. And we're playing with our pinky in the left hand, the A, middle fingers on the D flat, thumb is on the E. Kind of roll into it. So. And then finally, we go to the D minor 7 one more time. hit that high D in your left hand, you finish that chord in your right hand. So your F is played with your thumb, A with your index finger, C to make it a seventh with your third finger, pinky's on the D. The entire last bit sounds like this. Or. And we're done. Sounds good, guys. I'll see you next time.